Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sharnice Akeitah and I cover all things beauty, fashion, lifestyle, and just life, honestly. You could expect to get a little bit of everything in this channel, so thank you so much for tuning in. So for today's video, we are getting in our makeup bag. Okay, you guys heard me right, but today we're gonna do something a little more simple and we're gonna lean into that everyday look that would be good for your day-to-day, going to work, going to school, wherever it is. Just a nice clean simple look for us brown skin girls. All right y'all, so let's dive in. So I already prepped my skin and my lips. I used the Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched face base and I've been using this since Memorial Day, to be honest, and it's been such a game changer in my makeup routine. I feel like my makeup application is so much more flawless and my skin just feels so hydrated. And I noticed that when it comes to my skin specifically, because you know I have seborrheic dermatitis, I really want to keep my skin hydrated and I want to keep it feeling as healthy as possible, and the Bobbi Brown product definitely helps me do that. So now, first thing, I am a brows and eyes first kind of girl, and so we're gonna get into the brows. I'm actually gonna speed through this point because I really need to focus. So now I'm blending out the concealer on my eyebrows, and I really want to make sure I get some onto the eyelid as I'm blending everything out, because we use that concealer to be a primer on our lid.
A few moments later.
All right, brows are done. Let's move on to our eyeshadow look, because I like to do the eyes first, and y'all gonna see. Trust the process, trust the process. So I'm going in with my contour, and I use the Akeitah. So it comes with like a powder and a cream contour. I like to use the powder on my lid. I just feel like it's such a nice brown, and since I'm gonna be using it on my cheeks for my contour, I feel like it sort of blends my face in together a bit better. They're gonna take this fluffy brush right here, and we are gonna go in to our crease and on the outside to really give that nice brown effect. Now I also like to take this same color and apply it to my bottom lash line, because it's giving like a smoky everyday, but not too crazy, where it's still good for the daytime and good for you to go to work, you know? So we're going in here with this like thicker brush, and I'm just applying it like I would eyeliner. And I'm only going to like the center of that lower lash line. And it probably doesn't look like much now, but once we do the rest of our face, it's gonna look like something. I'm gonna take my Juvia's Place, the Nudes palette, and I'm going to use a little pop of gold in my inner corner just to help brighten things up a bit. I'm in that gold, and then I'm just tapping it into the corner of my eye right there, like that. And the thing I really love about Juvia's Place eyeshadows is that it's really pigmented, so a little goes a long way. All right, I know it's looking a little crazy, so we're gonna go back in with that brush that we initially applied the brown onto our lids with, so that we can just blend it all together. So now I'm just gonna go in. I'm not gonna add any more brown to this brush just yet, so it's just like bringing that color all the way together. Just blending those harsh lines is really where we want to be. And then I like to try to dance it out at the bottom there. The same for under here, so that gold and that brown that we put under here is able to mesh a little well, because we don't want anything overpowering, right? We want it to all feel like we just took one brush and put two colors on. You know what I'm saying? Like a cartoon, literally, but not looking like a cartoon. So now I'm going to use just a regular old black eyeliner to tight line my eyes. Bam. I feel like the second I add some black liner is when it all like comes you know, comes together a little bit. So now is where I would typically add some mascara. I like to use the Sephora Love the Lift mascara. And I don't think I'm gonna apply any lashes today. This is also the point at which I would apply some lashes. Because again, an everyday look, sometimes I don't really feel like wearing lashes. Sometimes I'm just really low key. I also wear glasses in my day to day. And so sometimes it's difficult because I also like me a nice dramatic lash. So it's a lot. But for this look right now today, I'm just gonna do some mascara. Okay, so to apply makeup onto the rest of my face, I use a combination of a brush and a wet makeup sponge. So I dampen a makeup sponge and I also use this brush. This is the Sephora Pro Foundation 70.5. And it has this really nice dense flat head sort of, so I can really buff out as I go, and I really like how my makeup looks when I do that. So now we're going back with that Fenty concealer, going under the eyes here in the inner corners, and we're going out here. We're gonna hit around the nose because my seborrheic dermatitis, which originally was on my scalp, traveled on down to my face, child. I didn't even know that that was something that they could do. Why would you want to go to my face out of every other part of my body? But you know, we don't have control over these things. So because of that, around my nose got a bit darker just because of the skin there being raw. It has improved, but that's why I like to put concealer specifically right in the crease of my nose, and then I hit right on top here. Of course, you want to go down your nose. I get that forehead together. And then the same on the other eye. We hit those inner corners. And then we hit that outer piece there. And then I also like to do a little something like that on my chin. Need to be a little more generous on my top lip there. So while I let that dry down, we are going back in with the Patrick Ta, and this time we're using the cream part of the concealer. I'm using this flat contour brush from Real Techniques. This comes in a set with this big boy that you'll see when I apply my blush. It comes with this square that I use to apply my cream blush. And like this entire set is such a good set of brushes, like really good high quality brushes. So I would definitely recommend it, and if I find a link I will definitely put it in the description box, because I always use, if not all of these brushes, I'm using definitely this one and the blush one. Just gonna warm up that cream contour, and then I put it right on my cheeks. Now it's gonna look a little crazy because it's gonna be like, Sharnice, why in the hell would you put the concealer on first if you know you was gonna do blah blah blah? But like, just let me cook. I'm applying it here, and then around the perimeter of my face, which is also right onto my scalp. And I'm not really trying to drag it down, but I'm just putting it right there because as I start to buff it out, it's gonna go where it needs to go. I'm gonna hit here. I like to round out my chin here, and then I'm also doing the same on the other side. This is the other brush that comes in that set, and this is the small concealer brush, and that's what I use to apply my contour to my nose. I add a little bit onto the brush here, and then I just help caress it on down my nose, right? And then we make sure we catch the little bulb at the end of our nose there. Just easing on down, easing on down. And I also help to kick it up. I also forgot, I started adding a little bit to the sides of my mouth because I don't really like how it looks when like I finish blending out my makeup and it's just a bunch of concealer. It makes everything just sort of look one color there. So I like to bring that out this way. And now I look like a clown. But we're about to fix that. So going in with that brush, and I'm gonna start blending out my concealer. Look how beautifully it blends that stuff. And I know we're going over all of that work that we did, But I like to do it this way because in the event that I add way too much of my contour, like this helps to tone it down a bit, and then when I blend out the contour, it sort of helps balance things out perfectly. So, and we blend and we blend and we blend. And now it is time for Mr. Sponge to do his job. I'm gonna start with the inner corners, and I'm gonna just keep blending, blending, blending. Because one thing I live by is a blended face. I do not play games with that. Like, I do not play games. Worst nightmare is that you could see start to finish where everything went. And that brings me to like, I tend to have an issue also with over blending, which is a thing for real, because you don't want to blend everything so far down that like you don't see any of the work that you did. So it's a process and it's a balance. And like, as you continue to do your makeup and try different things, you'll find what works for you. So this is just what I've been working with. Like, this is what's been working for me, and I like how my face turns out. So hopefully, you know, let me know in the comments as we're working on this, like, how is this working for you? Let me know. Now I'm going in with this brush. It's like an angled buffer brush, and I'm going to use that to start to blend out my contour. And for me, I sort of just take like a nice clockwise or counterclockwise motion around my face. I almost always start with this side of my face. I don't really have no rhyme or reason as to why, but it's been working. And then for my nose contour, I'm going back with that brush that I used for my eyelids, and I'm gonna buff it out. And look how it starts to blend into that eyeshadow work that we did earlier. And even if you can see some harsher lines right now on my nose, that's okay, because the final step that I do after I finish everything, it helps to bring it all together. So don't be alarmed, honey. Okay, I'm going to use my other Patrick Top palette, da 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 da, in Ooh She's Different, or Oh She's Different. I'm so crazy. Ooh, she's different. Like, y'all could tell I be using this blush like crazy. Look at that. I'm hitting pan already. Like, for me to be hitting pan on something is really crazy, because for the longest while I was just not a makeup girl. And then last year I had to do my makeup on my own for like my graduation and like some other important things I had going on. And I was like, I actually like this. And now look at me hitting pan. Like, I used to watch the YouTube girls and be like, wow, like they really be going through their makeup. Like, that is crazy to me. And look at me, hitting pan. But anywho, we're going into the cream, and then we're just gonna, I like to work it up my cheek. Boop, boop, boop. Keep like blending that out a bit. And then we're gonna come in with that bigger brush that I was talking about. This bad boy blends like nobody's business, and it definitely doesn't take much to blend it out. Like, I just give it a couple taps and look at that. Like, blended. Like, I live for this brush. I'm telling you, these Real Technique brushes are really that. Like, y'all need to get these. No joke. They're just so good. Like, and they're very cost effective. Like, I don't remember how much I paid for these, but I know that it didn't break the bank. I do not think it was over $50 for the set. I think honestly maybe it was like $34 or something like that. I got it in CVS, and I'm just happy that I was able to pick it up. It was really good. And there's another set of brushes they have. It has like purple handles. I think that's their eye brush set. I think I want to invest in that set too, because it's just really good brushes. Like, the brushes are high quality. I wash them, throw them around, because, you know, I just be crazy sometimes, but they're just good brushes. They're just good brushes. All right, so now that we are done with all of our liquid products and we starting to come together, we are gonna start to set this face. You already know Laura is pulling up. The Laura Mercier Translucent Honey Powder is my go-to girl for every time I do my makeup. We're gonna use yet another Real Techniques brush that also came in that set. I'm telling you. And I just dip it into the powder, and then I just slowly pop it on, just lightly, like tap it under my eye and all the areas where I want to set that contour that I did. Now, The other way to do this is also to use, you can use like a makeup sponge or a beauty blender to sort of just apply it to your eye and let it bake. I don't necessarily bake anymore. And the reason why is because I found with my face, and perhaps all my professional makeup artists, girlies, tap in please, but I find that when I bake, the powder just like it clings to my face in a way that just makes things look so cakey. So I try not to let the powder sit on my face, pressing into the skin without like sitting on, especially with the skin condition that I have. Like I just feel like I'm already insert, especially around my nose, because that's where I have a lot of the issue. Like I'm already prone to so much dry skin in this area specifically. Like letting the powder sit, you could only imagine the nightmare. Like, yeah, doing it this way has been really helpful for me, and I feel like my makeup be lasting because this is not the only powder that I use, and we're about to get into that. Give my eyebrows a little bit because I forgot to do that earlier. Also, yeah, let me pass a little bit of this under that contour to help my cheeks pop. A little pinch, not too crazy. Yeah, we want them cheeks to pop, honey. Honestly, like I'm the type of person, when I find makeup products that work for me, like I'm stuck like glue, right? And I feel like that's a great thing for me because like when it works, it works. If it ain't broke, I'm not fixing it, okay? But I do want to venture out and test out a couple things. So I've been very Fenty heavy, like Fenty concealer, Fenty foundation, Fenty lip. Like I'm a Fenty girl, 100%. I definitely want to try a bunch of different makeup products. So I will be venturing out like this fall, winter. I'm gonna test out a couple different things and see what else I like because I am in the era of trying new things. And so part of that is going to be expanding my makeup collection. So I'm excited to bring y'all with me as I do that as well. But getting back to the makeup, we're back in with Mr. Ta and his contour palette. And now we're going to use the powder in it. And we're going to start to warm up our face. And not too much because we didn't really do all that baking, but just to bring a little color back, we're just going to tap in some of that powder and just reinforce it around my face. You see how seamless and how like flawless, because we use the same color on the lid, just how much it is like pulling the whole face together. Like I love me an everyday makeup look. Like brown is really where it's at. Like brown with a little pop of golden color in the corner, like that's me all the way, okay? Like I just want to throw on some stuff, throw on some makeup real quick and head out the door and just feel put together and have it be simple. I didn't spend hours and hours doing my makeup, like something reasonable, you know what I'm saying? So I love how like this is just a go-to for me. And like I'm excited for y'all to do this with me because I really want to hear about how this would work for you guys. Like, is this something that you do? Do you typically use your contour shade as your eyeshadow? Do you like play with your makeup like that? Like, let me know in the comments. Like, let's really get something going because there's also a bunch of other makeup techniques and things that I am interested in trying. So if you tried it, let me know. Like, let's have a conversation about it for real. Okay, so now I'm gonna go on down here. Make sure that is nice and buffed out. You're gonna hit that chin. Every time I get to the left side, I'm just like, because I'm a righty, so. You try a little something new, right? And now we're back with Old Faithful to snatch that nose. And this time we're gonna start up here because we wanna make sure all of these elements are brought together. And last but not least, we're going back in with that blush and we're getting into that powder. How we doing? All right, so we are like 2 steps away to being done. 2 steps, yeah, probably 2 steps. I told you I was a Fenty girl. I'm pulling out my Fenty Beauty soft matte powder foundation, the Pro Filter foundation in 385. And I am going to take that with a nice like rounded brush that's similar to the one I used to buff out my contour. And I'm going to use this powder foundation to set my entire face. And so I'm going to go ahead and rub in some of that foundation. And we are going to start. And we are gonna start to roll it in and get up under the eyes. Now you see why I also don't really want to do too much baking either, because I'm going in with the second powder. Okay, and we're almost done. We're just gonna hit that forehead, hit that nose, and voila. Look at that. Everything is blended. Shout out to Samira Renee. The first time I learned about this whole powder foundation to set your face thing, it was from her. Like, shout out to her. I'm gonna link her channel below. This is actually the second to last step, but it's our lip combo. For today's combo, we're going in with a brown liner. And this is just a Sephora collection brown liner. Okay, and then we're going in with Patrick Ta in Oh She's Single. And then last but not least, we're going in with the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Champ Stamp Fantasy. And it's such a pretty color. Like, look at that. And this is like my go-to lip combo right now. And that is it. And now for the grand finale, we have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush setting spray. I do be getting carried away, y'all. But I want the makeup to stay forever, you hear me? Typically, I do my little fan and make sure it's all set, and voila. And that's it, guys. My super easy, super simple, super quick, everyday makeup look for the girls who do it all, okay? Whether you're heading into work, you're going to school, whatever it is you're doing, this makeup look is guaranteed to help you feel nice and polished as you go about your day. So I really hope you all enjoyed this makeup look and enjoyed doing it with me, for those of you who joined me as I was working on it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell, okay? Because your girl is coming out with more and more and more videos as we continue going. So you're gonna continue to see my face, honey, okay? And I want you to be tapped in, so please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.